So here we'll try configuring log shipping. It's a very uh, basic high availability concept we go through for the TR purpose. So I'm having the virtual machine I have installed in my PC, where you can see this is the virtual workstation which I have been installed. I'm supposed to test that log shipping over here, and I have created node 1 and node 2. So this setup I'll explain later, but for now in the DC server where I have SSMS, okay, from here I can connect it to node 1 and node 2 and I can configure log shipping. So in node 1 and node 2 I don't have SSMS. Since my PC configuration is very less, let me go with the DC. I'll try connecting to node 1 first. This is the node 1 instance name, okay, and node 1 server name. Done. And also I'll connect to node 2 right here, okay. The same instance name is node 2 and the server name is this, okay. So I've already configured AOAG always on availability here, but let's try with the new database. We'll try creating a new database. Shipping database, okay. And make sure that for log shipping database recovery model should be full, okay. Full and bulk, the simple is not supported. And yeah, click on OK. So before we configure, go to properties and properties options, check it is in full, okay. And then options, transaction log shipping, the last 2 seconds. First we need to enable here, okay. And go to backup settings. So here comes the part. First here we need to give the network path, same is repeated here, and that's it. Click on OK. So for network path what we have to do is, let me also write these steps, it will be easy. Log shipping, first full recovery model, okay, and then create 2 folders in node 1 and node 2 with sharing network path, okay. And yeah, so let's go to node 1, okay. Here in the C drive I have plenty of drives over here, so in the backup we'll try creating a folder. Right click, create folder, we'll give a name ls, always give ls log shipping, and backup, okay, back, and it's PR, let's give PR, which means production maybe. Go to properties, and yeah, here we need to, okay, instead of going share, we'll go to advanced settings, okay, share this folder, go to permissions, everyone is already there, give full control for this. Just try add everyone over here, go to add everyone, check the names, you might have everyone, and click on OK. The same thing already been added, click on OK, apply, done, done, apply, okay. So here as you can see the path will be generated, okay, network path we call it. This is why, because the node 1 have to copy the logs from node 2 and restore them in the node 2. So that's why to access the folder will give this path. So let's put this path somewhere over here. Okay, let's come back. Click on close and make sure in security, 1 second, in shade. Okay, make sure in security you have this in the sense, this is a SQL Server Configuration Manager. Okay, so here on the instance, click on properties. Over here you can see the account name. Sometimes it will built-in account, local account, lot of accounts will be involved. So whatever the account is being the SQL Server service and the agent and the browser are using, those account to be added on the folder security. Okay, now I have DB SQL SA. Okay, and agent is very important because log shipping usually works on agent. It should be enabled on properties. So DB SQL SA, this is a domain account. Okay, so I'm using the domain account as I'm using VM and log shipping always availability. Okay, so now coming back to the node 1, yeah, here where we are there in security, as you can see the SQL SA domain account are already been there. If you want, then usually we'll go to add and db/SQL SA. If I check like this, I can see the domain account. Like that you will be having your accounts, you need to add that. Okay, done. Okay, we have copied and yeah, in node 2 as well do the same. I'm already having the setup, which is very easy for me to do. Backup, create the folder, done. Here give a proper name, ls underscore backup underscore. We'll keep this as a dr. Okay, that is a pr, this is a dr. Dr is for disaster recovery, pr is for production, the one which is running. Where is refresh? Okay, so for this also we'll go to properties, share, advanced, share this folder, permissions, you will already have everyone, give full control, apply. Okay, apply. Okay, got it. Here we have SQL saying sharing, done, general, done. Okay, no need to copy for this, the path is completely fine. Here you better copy, come on, copy the folder information. Okay, we'll paste over here. Okay, this is existing, is target server. Okay, done. Network path done. Okay, let's jump on to the DC now. Where we are here, let me repeat the steps again. So first, so we have created the folders as per the steps we have met. Now here we need to configure. The last step should be configure log shipping SHI API. Okay, now let's configure. So this can be done in your local systems as well. Since I'm using VM, little different it can be seen. Okay, but it's actually a real-time scenario which I'm showing right now. In real-time office and corporate level, this is what usually been seen. So let's go. Tasks, log shipping. First enable backup. So here the network path of the current server, take this one folder, paste, and here you can also paste the same thing, not an issue. Try to keep it as a compress to save the files data. Go to schedule, it will be recurring always You can choose as per the requirement, no end, completely fine. Okay, every 15 minutes it will be the backup will be taken for the log. Okay, done. Compress, click on OK, and then yeah, now add the secondary, the target server connect. So it will show all the DRs that you are already been having. So here Windows 19 node 2 is already been selected, instance name as you can see. Let's connect. Okay, it's already, now it's connected. Secondary database done. So here we have three options. So the first option, in the sense we are telling the log shipping to take the full backup of this log shipping database from node 1 and copy that to node 2 and restore it in the node 2 server. Okay, do it automatically. We can also do it manually, but here in this scenario we do not require. In real time we do select the second or third, because we'll having the database with 1 TB or 2 TB of terabytes. So for that we need to manually take the backup using the script. Okay, and we need to copy that and we need to restore it with restoring mode. So that's how we are doing. So for now it's the first option will be fine. Let's go to the copy. We'll give this path over here, copy, and restore. In restore we'll put the standby, that the other users can also read the data. If we put the no recovery mode, users cannot access the database because it will be in restoring mode. Okay, so standby mode will be nothing but a read only mode. Of course they cannot make any changes, but they can read. Okay, 1 2 3. I hope everything is fine. Let's click on OK. Okay, let's click on done. Okay, so let's check the database. Yeah, it is in standby mode over here, and so let's check the SQL Server agent jobs, whether they are created backup. Okay, let's go to node 1 once to the folder. Any backups? One full backup has already been got. Let's take one fresh backup. Let's see whether it is working or not. Yes. So always after configure, check the run the jobs. Okay, and from the target DR server also check the jobs, and the copy. This is important. Copy need to work. It has to copy that backup file. Yes, it is successful. Now in node 2, yeah, here it is copied. Now let's restore as well. Check restore. Super successful. So this is how the copy, backup, restore need to work. So if anything is wrong, you can go into history. If something is went wrong, you can go into history and check here. The error message clearly it will be shown what exactly is happening. Okay. So this is how log shipping is being configured in the real time. So some of the basic requirements to configure log shaping is like minimum you require 2 servers, editions and versions obviously need to be same, and the database must be full or bulk, because simple recovery model doesn't support, because the log shaping basically works on SQL Server agent. Okay, and for the folders it must have read and write permissions with the service account is to be added, and And as I told, the log shipping can be configured in two types. So one is a standby and a restoring. As I shown today is in standby mode, where it will be in read only. Users can also access DR database, server database. And one more thing, when we are configuring standby mode, there is one more file is being created in the node 2 along with MDF and LDF, which is a TUF file, transactional undo file. So when we configure, this is in node 2, um, the default location will go to default location. We'll check the database. Yeah, the log shipping, it's an MDF and this is an LDF, right? Along with this, you can see the TUF files. Okay, so which one is the latest one? 444. So yeah, this is the TUF file, which is the latest one. When we are configuring the standby mode, the TUF file will be created because um, logs will be transferred from node 1 to node 2. During that time, some of the uncompleted transactions will be stored in the TUF file. When the next log file has delivered to the node 2, immediately it will be committed and that log file will be restored in the node 2 successfully. So to make sure that shipping is properly committed and completed, the TUF file is probably useful. Okay. In case if TUF file is deleted, then the log shipping will fail and we are supposed to reconfigure log shipping from starting onwards. So first we need to take the full backup again, copy that to node 2 and restore it. All these things need to be done. And a few other things before we wrap up. Yeah, mostly like some of the jobs will fail while log shipping is running. So during if for suppose the copy job didn't work, it shows an error. Immediately we have to check someone have changed the log shipping recovery model. It has to be full. Someone will come and they'll put it into simple recovery model, but they don't know it was been involved in log shipping. So that time the backups will fail. So we need to check the permissions for the folders later in case if it is failed because it shows the path is invalid or it was not accessible to path. So that thing, or sometimes the disk in the node 1, okay, the backup in the backup drive, if the space is full, as we can see 1 GB is free, but in some time it is full, the backups will fail and the log shipping will not generate the backup for the back for this, or for copy or for restore it won't generate. So that might be reason. So and sometimes the agent, the SQL server agent will be turned off because while applying patches or while making any changes at the instance level, they will restart the server. During that time, the agent sometimes may not start. So that time the logs, as I said, the log shipping depending on the SQL server agent, if it is turned off, then the jobs will not work. That is the primary thing. And apart from that, we have to also make sure the TRN, and the most important thing while log shipping is someone comes and they'll take the backup of this task. They'll take the backup. What they does is by mistake they will take the transaction log backup. Okay, so if they take the transaction log backup now, then the log shipping will fail because they must use the copy only option over here. Because let me go to L1 node 1 backup PR. So these are the backups copy are being generated so far. So every log backup will be generated with one LSN number, log sequence number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So whenever someone comes and they take especially the log backup without using the copy only, then the another um, LSN will be generated to that backup and they use that backup wherever they want. But in that scenario, what happens is like this chain will break and this backup will be shipped to node 2. Okay, over here in the yeah over here in the DR server, it will be shipped here successfully. But while restoring this copied backup in the node 2, it will fail because every um, log will have a LSN number. We can also see the LSN number over here, ls properties. Once you go to properties, sorry, in history you can see history. Here I will show you the LSN number. Yeah, here you can see 2025 11161205000. This is an LSN number. Every backup will follow with that number. It's in a sequential order. For this also, here we will see 342. Okay, like this the LSN numbers will be generated with the TRN. So if someone is not using copy only while taking the backups, then the LSN mismatch will occur and logs will fail. Okay, and in rare cases sometimes the .trn, this is a .trn file. In order to, I'm checking, yeah, .trn file. If this file is corrupted, then we have to reinitialize the log shipping. There is no other way. If it is missing, then we have to reinitialize. If anything, any changes made, we have to reinitialize. So yeah, so basically the good thing is like in log shipping we do not have automatic failover. We have to do it manual failover in log shipping. Okay, this is the disadvantage. And for always availability we have an automatic failover. Whenever if node 1 goes down, we are supposed to do a manual failover. Okay, so that's all about the log shipping. Hope you can also configure in your own systems, but this is almost a real-time scenario where how it works. And in one more before we wrap up, we as we have taken some of the local paths over here, this is a network path, but in real time what happens is like we usually follow the network. As you can see here, the network, here right click, map network drive, as you can see, right? Yeah, so from here we will try to access node 2, okay, by giving some IP. Here we have a different IP is generated, okay, 192.168.1 dot something like now the current IP of this node 1 is 109, okay, but our Windows team will give some other IP like 129 for suppose, okay, 129. So using this, from here we will access to the node 2 path, okay, this location we will be accessing from here, okay, and this path this path we will give in the while configuring the log shipping, we will give, I mean to say, in the place of here we will give this, okay. Hope you remember where we gave this in the log shipping, okay. So because why we use this additional IP address, in the sense existing IP address is already being used by some of the environment staff, the developers and other people will always been using. So we will follow a separate IP address to make sure the log shipping only depending on this, which does not occur any disturbance while shipping the logs from production to DR. For that reason we will use this path as well. So this is how it works. Thank you.